So I'm here on stage with Nicol Verheem from Teradek, who's going to walk us through the Teradek solution of awesomeness. Nicol, take it away.
Okay, so this is the Teradek Cube, and originally we targeted this at cinema applications. So this is a wireless video transmitter, transmits HD video using H.264, high-profile H.264, so it's full 1080p over Wi-Fi. And this is basically the same application as a wireless video camera back.
That's what I was going to ask. So if I'm doing a sporting event or something like that, right, or a concert or...
Right. Difference obviously being this is far, far smaller. It's the size of a deck of cards, weighs only 6 ounces, and it's substantially cheaper than most of the COFDM systems, like the ones that you just mentioned. So our original success came from this streaming video live to an iPad. Very, very popular on set for whether it's cinema or TV video production, because you can take this guy, put it on any camera, and stream straight to an iPad. You don't need any other network infrastructure, gear, anything like that. You just take the cube, take the iPad, and boom, now you have on-set video monitoring, which is just that much more convenient than the whole video village. With a lot of people standing around one little monitor, you can have a lot of people looking at their own iPads to see live video. Then we also did the proxy recording, which gives you instant dailies that you can immediately play back on the iPad just after the camera stopped rolling.
So this has storage built into it?
No, the storage is not in the cube. What we do is we actually record to a network server that's on the same Wi-Fi network.
So I can install that software on a server.
Correct.
And...
Correct. Now more recently we actually bundled all of that together in a system that we call Case, which comes pre-configured with all the Wi-Fi gear and all the storage and everything in a nice travel case, so that it's just a fire up and it goes solution. You don't have to install or pre-configure anything. But then the second application, and that's why we're at Streaming Media, is someone said, okay, well, can we stream to the internet? And we said, okay, let's stream to the internet. And so then it actually became a system that people use to stream either private backhaul over the internet. So for example, ESPN might be streaming from LA back to Connecticut and then put it on live TV using this system connected to the internet. It's got Ethernet and Wi-Fi, and also cellular connectivity capability. So that's a point-to-point streaming application. But even more popular is this streams straight to most of the popular CDNs, Livestream being our preferred partner. It's completely integrated with Livestream, which means on the Cube's webpage, you enter your username, your password, the channel name, and once it's configured, all you do is you attach it to the camera, you hit the go live button, and boom, you're on the internet. So we've streamed tech conferences like this, we've streamed sporting events, we've even streamed weddings where, say, the parents are in Europe and they can't attend. They want to see the event live. They don't want to just watch it afterwards on YouTube. They really want to see as it happens. So it's great for that. It's great for independent, like video bloggers, anything like that. But all the way up to high-end customers like O'Reilly, like ESPN used it to stream the X Games. And then more independent guys like Occupy Wall Street, there's a bunch of them, they streaming it to the web. So it's a great little tool. But we still had one challenge. When we connect this to a cellular network, for example, Verizon LTE network, gives us great quality video. The bitrate is actually higher than what you typically see on cable TV, but the reliability is just not that high because cell phones drop calls.
You're at the
right?
mercy of the network.
So let's exaggerate and say there's a 1% failure rate. That basically means you can't stream a 2-hour event without dropping, and if you drop, it might take you a minute or 2 minutes to come back online, and that's just not acceptable. So what we did is we expanded the Cube with this new addition. This is called Bond. And what Bond does is it gives it 5 cell phone connections, and it bonds all of those together into a single connection. And now it streams the video over 5 different carriers. In this case, I'm using 3, but you can see there's 5 different modems. And then it reassembles those 5 streams in our own software product called Sputnik. And then that gives you a single video feed out again. So now if I were to unplug one of these modems and it completely dies, you'll basically lose just a single video frame before Cube realizes that one connection is gone, and it reallocates all the traffic to the remaining 4 systems.
So in here you have, two T-Mobiles, an AT&T, two Verizons. So basically, I would buy this box from you, and then I would just buy my own.
Correct. And you might already have some of these. It's the exact same thing that you might use to power your laptop. And you really only need two, because if you use two, your reliability goes to
From two different providers.
Yeah, okay. I would recommend two different providers. But having said that, we find that if they disconnect, it's independent. Two modems typically don't fail simultaneously. So one modem might fail from Verizon, but then the other Verizon modem is still running strong. Yeah. So just in using two modems, even if it's from the same brand, the same carrier, your reliability goes up exponentially. So it's a great solution. Very, very low power as well. So you can see here I've got a single battery that powers my camera, the Cube, the Bond, and 5 of these modems, and this will last you about 2 hours.
Okay. And so here we're going SDI. So this has SDI input.
Correct.
And then this is the power.
Yeah, and we connect the Cube to the Bond using a USB interface. It's an IP USB interface. So Cube comes either in the HDMI flavors, this is the HDMI one, or the SDI one, or we also have a composite one. Okay. So the composite one start at $800. It's a really low barrier of entry. When you have a fully loaded system like this, it adds up to about $4,500, which is still 5 times less than the closest competitor.
Yeah. So so I could stream, this camera is 1080p. I could easily stream that back to some home location.
If you stream 1080p at say 6-7 megabits per second, it's going to be equivalent to what you see on cable TV, primetime cable TV.
And I can't remember, did you say it's encoding to H.264 on this end?
Yeah, it's H.264, okay. High profile, so it's mathematically the best quality compression that you get. And it will actually go up to about 10-12 megabits per second, but it's sort of not worth it going there unless you're really trying to stream a high-resolution movie.
Yeah. So what, here at this show with the streaming audience, what are some questions you're getting from people coming to your booth?
Most of them is like, cost? Really? That little? People ask about hosting the debonding software, what we call Sputnik. The simple answer for that is either you can host it yourself on your own IT infrastructure if you have that. It's a very simple Linux executable, and it's free. So you can host it on your own machine as long as it's on a public IP address. And then out of that you get your single video stream, which you can either decode and go back to SDI, put it in a video mixer, or you can go RTMP and stream it to live stream or something like that into the cloud. The other alternative is you can host it on, say, Amazon EC2, which is what we're doing here at the show. Okay. So we stream up 5 streams to Seattle, and then in Seattle we combine it to a single one, and then we stream it back down here to LA. And that's what we're displaying on a big screen over there. And then the final option, we're still working on the integration with them, but eventually we'll have this debonding software hosted on a server in New York by livestream.com. So that way it will be included with your Livestream membership. You don't even have to worry about the debonding.
So currently if I'm using Livestream, I would have to have my own instance of the software somewhere to re-aggregate all the signals.
So Bond is just announced right now. This is the first time that we showed it. It was we only broke the news about a week ago. It'll only be
seeing it here first.
It will only be for sale by the end of this year, and it will only be integrated with Livestream in January or so of next year.
And do you plan to hit all the other providers like Ustream and sort of all the way down the line eventually?
So what we do with Livestream is we have a complete turnkey branded solution that's just very transparent to the user. It's sort of a single experience. With any of the other systems like Ustream or Justin TV or whatever, you can also use those, but you have to manually configure it, and it's sort of a 2-3 step process. It's not as simple as with Livestream, but we do support the other ones as well.
But do you have a roadmap for integrating with them in the same way that you are integrating with Livestream?
Currently that relationship is exclusive, so we'll stick to Livestream. That's our preferred partner. They make it very, very simple. Yeah. That's the first reason. They gave us the API so that we could actually put it right into the Cube. So it eliminates having a laptop or anything like that to manage the system as well. You manage it from the Cube itself. That's the first reason. The second reason is Livestream has an excellent reputation in terms of piracy, zero tolerance, they call it, to piracy. And since we're partnering with ESPN, Disney, Fox, all of these guys. The last thing that we want is Fox to complain about our partner rerunning episodes of The Simpsons and putting ad revenue on it, right? So the other guys don't take piracy nearly as serious as Livestream, and that's another reason why we prefer them.
Got it. Great. Well, Nicol, thank you very much. This thing's awesome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.